Hello, this is George Senda, the real, official, authentic, original, the one, the only, the official, the guy from Pittsburgh. And it's a lantern someone left downstairs. I'm going to see if I can get a bulb and a battery for it, and then take the label off, which they never took off, a Lumalite, very bloody heavy, 12-volt battery. I know at least one person in the building that doesn't have a flashlight. This is my Meade binoculars. I keep them in my backpack because I figure I can see the bus coming from blocks away. Well, I could see Mount Diablo with snow still on it last night, and I couldn't, well, that might help, I couldn't see much, so even after turning the dial like crazy, so these are rather, I've had these for years, but these are rather weak binoculars. And they don't like close up, I'll tell you that. So I don't know if I'm going to keep these or I'm going to give them to somebody, but I don't know what power they are because I can't see what power they are because of my eye vision. And anyone who discusses in this video the deleted haul video, the contents or mentions thereof or topics in that video will be blocked. I'm not going to have this video go limited visibility due to content, and I will not discuss the topics in that video, so don't ask. Alright, this is one thing I forgot in that haul video. It's a bottle of Heinz ketchup, and this is coin roll hunting. Benny, let me finish, please. I guess we're not feed the cats. No mama cat. Tiny one didn't eat much for food. Kitten ate the cup, and then a lot of the friskies. No raccoons. It's very nippy out there. Every time I go cat feeding at night, it's still ice cold. So it takes me an hour to warm up. I'm sitting here with my sweats on, my sweater on, my shirt on. I took the jacket, scarf, and hat, but I was tempted to wear them because I'm still feeling I'm frozen. And we will get rain here at about 2 a.m. and there is a flood warning for the entire San Francisco Bay Area. A new storm is coming in Friday. It will deliver 1.5 to 4 inches of rain. So if you live in this area, be warned. In the Sierra, it's nuts. They're still plowing away snow. There's houses collapsing, mobile homes collapsing, mobile home awnings collapsing, and yet they're now giving out sandbags because they're going to get rain on top of the snow, and they're worried about flooding. So, well, they're not very good because I was sitting across at the bench at Target looking at Mount Diablo. I took a picture of it so Kathy can see snow on Mount Diablo, and she said she was aware of it. But I couldn't see much. It was like having a little tiny window even when I had the dial cranked up. So I don't know when I got these or where, but they're not great. I had them to see if I can see the bus. The next time I'll take the bus, I'll see if I can see the bus, particularly at night when I can't see much of anything but headlights. All right. It hasn't rained yet, 2 a.m. So I'm glad there's no wind right now, but it's still like ice here. And we're going to get, according to the Weather Channel, we're going to get rain or possible rain for the entire month. I think there'll be 2 days of a break. And the cats are waterlogged and I'm waterlogged. And the cats are going stir crazy. Fluffy is on the bed with the electric blanket on. Little girl was on the bed with the electric blanket on. She asked for petting several times during the day and washed my hand. She's now lying on the kitty bolster with the orange towel. She loves lying on the kitty bolster. And I was sleeping part of the day. I had to catch up on lost sleep, which I understand. According to some, you never catch up on lost sleep, but I caught up. I'm still always tired, though, because I don't get enough sleep at night. Partly because I would go to the bathroom all night. All right, here we go. Please don't comment until I'm done. All right, now, here's the first thing. It says $20 in quarters. I have to go out tomorrow because Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday it's going to pour. So, and then next week, I will not be here Wednesday. I have a doctor's appointment next week. So, and that always takes me a day to recover, so I'll probably not be online Thursday. All right, there's that. I have yet to find in probably over $1,000 of these videos any silver quarters. So I'm doing this just an exercise in futility. Okay, you're gone. We do not discuss the topics. I warned you. Goodbye. Set it right on there. Said at the beginning of the video. You didn't pay attention. Bye-bye. Enjoy your time in hell. Okay, and YouTube now has new guidelines for saying the word damn and hell. They're not considered obscene anymore. But I'm not going to have this video or future videos get... Please stop. Please stop. Benny, I don't want to kick you. Don't talk about movies or anything else when I'm putting you in a timeout. All right? That's enough. I warned you at the beginning of the video. It's clearly written. Anyone who discusses the topics in the deleted video, and that's including this so-called movie, will be blocked. And I don't want to hear anything about any proposed movie either. That's being done by a troll who is my imposter. Now, let me finish without interruption. Get this thing opened up. I'm not going to tolerate harassment, being annoyed, getting to the point where I was broke down crying over the two trolls that came in. So, yeah, I loved your gift. Your kitty card is up there. Your little thing when I get to Walnut Creek next month and pay my Capital One bill. I'll see if I can have the energy to get off and walk all the way to Capital One after I go to the Aaron Brothers frame store. Get a little tiny frame, and then I'll put it on the wall above the Sylvester the Cat stamp framed page of Sylvester and Tweety stamps, which I bought years ago at a thrift store. Mint stamps never used. Okay. Here's another. I can't see what I'm doing here. Hold on. So, alright, let me... There's no way to do this properly. It's weird. If I lower the window, then it gets rid of the chat. So, alright. I'm going to type one other thing. Oh, I'm still ticked. But we don't discuss that. Okay. Let me put this one more thing so you understand it. Do not discuss the deleted haul video, the contents or topics therein, or the phony George Senda movie. Anyone who does so will be blocked. I will not have my videos wind up with limited monetization or none at all, which is what I got on the one I did this morning because someone asked about it. So, okay, now, I hope you understand now. I've made it quite clear. If you discuss the phony film, if you discuss the topics in that deleted video, you'll be out of here. So don't start. And another thing, do not say, maybe it's because of your content, you're not getting ad revenue. I've got 1,255,000 views, 8,369 subscribers, and YouTube keeps claiming I have made $3,000 in estimated income. I haven't gotten a AdSense check for 3 months, so it's not my content. It's that people aren't watching the ads, which is how you get paid if people don't donate to Super Chat. Okay, enough of that. Now, yes, it rains a lot in Southern California, according to the song, and in England. Whether or not all out gardening, riding horses, or petting cats. Okay, there we go. And finally, and there's one more. Some point this week I'll do laundry. Every time it rains, though, I wind up coughing and sneezing because the rain stirs up the grass. I'm allergic to grass. So, I can't win. Okay, hold on. I'm going to put this. Yes, a new bottle of Heinz ketchup. I've been eating that garlic ketchup, but then I got to brush my teeth every time. So I'm going to pour that on there. Here comes some Snapple. Okay. I will not discuss the events of January 6th because I do not want to get demonetized. Except that I will say 3 words. Trump was right. And secondly, Trump did nothing wrong. And they're trying to claim him as an insurrectionist, which is ridiculous. We saw insurrection in Atlanta, Georgia. They're trying to burn down the police facility. Antifa, and they arrested an Antifa lawyer for terrorism. So, yes, that is Fluffy the cat. I'm not going to lift him up. That's baby boy, 22-year-old Mao, and little girl is over there. Put these away somewhere. So, I'm curious, Mr. Pizza Pony PA, glad I don't have to say that 3 times fast, where you live in England without divulging your exact location. I don't dox people, but I am curious. So, Fluffy and little girl, if they don't know you, they run away. But once they're used to, they will not. Kathy cannot pet Fluffy. He runs away. Little girl was always frightened ever since the first day I brought her up here in my arms. She's always scared, but she's warming up to Daddy after 15 years, but she's scared if Kathy comes in. She runs away. So, I deleted the video because 2 trolls came in and gave me grief over events that happened 51 years ago. I'm not going to discuss it, so please don't. So, but, you know, you're not going to attack me for stuff I did when I was 20. I don't give a damn who you are. Now, there's my use of the word damn. I'm not that person. I learned my lessons the hard way in more ways than one. So, make it so. I just meant, okay, let's just, I agree with you on that. Let's just say, are you in the north, the west, the east, the south? I am just curious. Or you can write me an email privately at, I'll put that down because for PayPal, and I will not divulge your secret location deep above the earth. I love the card. I love the kitty. It reminds me so much of Little Girl that oh my God, look. And I love the, well, these people do it for attention. They do it because they have no life. They do it because some of them are just plain evil. Anyone who would try to work together to get an old man and his cats thrown out in the street are evil. They tried to get me evicted 2 years ago. And they harassed my manager, her manager, and the director of public housing. and they've done other things. They've ruined my reputation. They put out a trailer about a video about the crimes of Anthony Senda, which is my first name, which I hate with a passion. So it never stops. Every time I think I can relax and have fun in here, they come in and stir up the cesspool. And at this point in my life, all I'm trying to do is get laundry done, clean my apartment. One of these days, go to Kathy to help her. She wants me to help her out. I said, I'm too busy this week and it's going to rain. I'm not going up there in the pouring rain. High school history classes will not teach the 2020 election. They'll teach the party line, which is the Democratic Party. And I saw a video today that Fox is not covering the Tucker Carlson film revelations of what really happened inside the Capitol. As I've said all along, the bulk of those people at that rally, protest, whatever you want to call it, they had a permit, they were peaceful, even though the bulk of the people that went into the Capitol were taking selfies of each other and were picking up stuff that had been thrown on the floor. They were not destroying the Capitol, they came to revere it. And they lied so much about all of that. That's all I'm going to say. But if you dare say the not the party line, you can get blocked by YouTube, and I'm not going to say that. January 6, 2000. All I know is when I went to bed, I'm not going to elaborate, Trump was winning, and then all of a sudden they found mystery ballots under tables and suitcases on docks, and of course the things that should be illegal, those boxes in the sidewalk. And every single vote they found, thousands of hundreds of thousands of votes were only for Joe Biden. No state propositions, no local propositions, no local elections, no U.S. senator, no congressmen, no mayors, no governors. You don't have that. I worked for 10 years in San Francisco, an election official in the 70s, and you don't see just one vote on one ballot and nothing else. I won't comment on that. I'm tempted to, but I'm tempted. The question, are you still drunk 3 years later? I guess I will comment on it. But Trump was leading by a sizable margin in every state, and nefarious forces acted to stop him, and like they're trying to do now. So, yeah, I have shown little girl, and I showed my beloved late Fuzzy. Now she's between. Little girl is not sleeping. Well, she's half on the kitty bolster and half between the foam triangle and the floor. She's sound asleep, though. She loves it over there. I don't know why, but when she does that, I have to go back and push the bolster against the door because all the cold air comes in. I've measured them. I don't think that's the right thing to say. The man was assassinated. I'm not going to allow that. I'm moving that comment. I lived in San Francisco. I was selling newspapers back then. I saw the rioting at City Hall. They tried to burn the place down after he was killed. And people forget that the mayor of San Francisco, whom I knew, George Moscone, I knew every mayor from George Christopher through Dianne Feinstein. I talked a number of times to Art Agnos. I had a meeting briefly with Willie Brown. I knew Dianne Feinstein, who's the biggest political hypocrite in California. And they rioted after that. They rioted and then tore down a lot of the city, Polk Street and everything else. They were so enraged that the first gay supervisor got assassinated. Yeah, they're gay Republicans. They're, you know, you just hit the dollar sign, and then YouTube takes 30%, or you donate to PayPal. Now, I'm not sure what a log cabin Republican is, but I'm a definite Republican, a Trump Republican, a conservative. Somebody made a comment on Twitter. It means they can serve. No, it means we can serve the country. We keep it from being destroyed by looters, criminals, illegal aliens, and such. I'm not going to allow that either. Know how to riot. That's an insult, so I'm not going to allow that. Anybody who gets so incensed to riot is wrong. You shouldn't be rioting. You shouldn't be looting. You should be burning buildings down. When we had Ferguson, Missouri, they burned down public storage places, gas stations, looted them. Why? What did those places do to a guy who had a knee on his neck in what, Minneapolis? George Floyd? No, I'm not going to do that, thank you. This is not the Circus Channel. So stop it, Cameron. If you're going to say you're going to donate, donate. If not, don't. Oh, log cabin, not wild cabin. But I watched videos this morning from Tucker Carlson of that thing. People are going. They escorted the guy with the Viking head into the Capitol, into the Senate chambers. He stood at the podium in his I facetiously call it Buffalo Lodge from the Flintstones helmet and furs. And now he or some of the people, there's about 100 people who went to jail. They're still held incommunicado. They're still held with no habeas corpus. They're not allowed to get out of jail. No, stop. Final warning, stop. And not do it for Kathy. You're a troll. I'm getting you out of here. Bye-bye. You don't bring up Kathy. You don't insult Kathy. You don't associate her with your nonsense. And I'm not going to bark like a dog. And Tucker Carlson said in 2018, and I said all along, that a worker, he couldn't confirm it, but it was on Chinese media disappeared. A worker from the Wuhan weapons lab went into town and infected people with the Wuhan virus. That came out of that lab. And they've been raking Fauci over the coals, and rightfully so. Well, I love black kitties too. I've had, let's see, Snooky, tiny little one, or climber cat, or monkey, um, baby mouse, and if you consider a tuxedo a black cat, technically I've had Mickey and Minnie and a mama cat and her kitten. The mama cat got hit by a car. The kitten had its eye taken out. Sadly, I had them for 3 years. The vet said finally put them down. They're in horrible pain, but I rescued them. And let me see who else was there. There's Fluffy, Little Girl, and Fuzzy. So I've had 8 black cats. Well, his baby mouse. His name was Mouse because he just looked like a mouse. His head looked like a little tiny cute mouse. He was eating a leaf at a BART station, which is a Bay Area rapid transit. He was starving to death, and I walked from 16th Street all the way home with baby mouse. So Minnie got hit by a car. Nobody told me for hours. I broke down sobbing. Kathy came here, and they had to call an ambulance. I went into respiratory distress. I had to be taken to the emergency room. I cried so much over that cat. And when I got Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse, they were that big. Their mama cat, their stray mama cat, brought them in. They were very sick. I nursed them with amoxicillin and KMR, and they grew into beautiful cats. And Mickey, I had to put down. He had jaw cancer. He was losing his teeth, and I had the same problem. I cried so much over him. I went back to the hospital. I have respiratory issues because I have asthma. And Minnie is still in here. You asked me about Ghost. The ghost of Minnie Mouse runs down the hallway, and thank you for that. Runs down the hallway. A black blur goes by the bookcase when I was doing videos in the hallway. Ran behind me, ran through down here and out the wall. She's still in here. No, I went to the hospital. I have a machine that I can use if my breathing gets really bad to keep me from going into respiratory distress. I haven't had to use it lately, but I have had big coughing jags since I got COVID last year. I'm tired of the coughing jag, so it is not a rat. So don't start. Because it's not physically there. I'm going to delete that comment. It's not physically there. It is a black shape that moves, and it's been seen in video by a number. I didn't see it first. Then I went back and watched the video and saw it ran behind me, along the bookcase, along the computer table, and underneath where my TV is and where this camera table is, and through the wall. Oh, CPAP. I thought you meant those CPAP. They keep doing these commercials. I think that's CPAC, not CPAP. CPAP is the breathing devices that people use who have respiratory issues. Oh, yeah, Fluffy is. Fluffy does one thing. He loves to wash himself. I don't know. I have treated both these cats for fleas. This time with Amazon flea stuff, and I don't know if it works or not. He's scratching all the time. He may have flea dermatitis. I don't know. By the way, Minnie is M-I-N-I. We thought Minnie was a girl. I thought it'd be cute to name Mickey and Minnie Mouse. So, yeah, I don't remember if George Norrie. Minnie Mouse was a little black cat, and he loved his Mickey Mouse. He loved his brother, and Mickey was, I can't use the word, a stinker. One day, Fluffy, Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse were all asleep in the back window. Mickey wakes up, he starts kicking Fluffy in the head. Fluffy starts growling. Then Mickey started kicking Fluffy in the head because she copied everything her brother did. And that's when Fluffy started getting aggressive. So, yeah, there's a woman host on the weekend. I can't remember her name right now, but I don't care for her. So, and Trump outpolled DeSantis by 20 points at CPAC. Some are saying it would be a good thing if he knocked somebody out of the running for the Republican nomination. Others say it was a bad thing. I think we need Trump more than ever. I'm on Facebook, but I don't post much. Connie Willis, yeah. Yeah, do not discuss the Weatherhead. That's my name for it. The evil Weatherhead. There is only one host of Coast to Coast that I truly love at Midnight Division. That's Art Bell. Yeah, that lights up, but if I light it up, then it blots out the on the air signs. Trump. I want the reparations for getting COVID. I want a big check, like 50, 100 grand, so I can buy my apartment building. Everybody else getting reparations. And then some silly person on Twitter said, "Oh, the looters should be considered their reparations." Every time I see her, I want to offer a bag of oats or a carrot. Who are you talking about? I'm a little confused. There's no horse here. My cats don't eat oats or carrots, not unless they put oats in dry cat food. Trump said he would deport the illegals, and then he backed down once he became president. And I don't think you have an inherent right to enter this country illegally. I don't care how bad your conditions are where you are. There are millions of people who petition to enter this country legally, and they have to wait 7 to 9 years to become a citizen. Fluffy's not a horse. What do you think is a horse? I see. Sorry. Yes, I think so. The only other person I think is more horse, well, there's two people: Camilla, the royal consort, and Julia Roberts, who looks like she runs a Hialeah. Can't stand Julia Roberts. Ruined Ocean's 11 for me, the remake. No. I'm not gonna allow that either. You're ridiculous. The poor can't make it now in this country. Don't come out with mean-spirited comments like that. They just had I watched Meet Kevin or somebody today, and they said the poor are hurting, even the middle class. The average cost of a new car is 48 grand. You can't afford to buy, and a pickup truck is 100 grand now. My mother bought a 1965 Chevy convertible, brand new, for 3 grand in cash in 1965. You have trouble buying a used car now. Tax the poor. What are you smoking? In the middle class. And I'll tell you something else. There was a statistic I watched this morning with Kudlow. The rich pay about 14 to 20% of the total income tax bill of the country. Yet the Democrats and the leftists hate the rich. The rich are ones who employ people. Well, I don't think that's the case either. But I'll tell you one thing. We had 2% inflation, a roaring economy before the pandemic. That's why I think we should get reparations. And I have no proof of this. I think it was deliberately released to destroy the American economy because the Chinese have said many times they're at war with us. So we did not have 6% inflation that isn't, no matter what Powell does, the inflation isn't going down, except slightly, and then ramps right back up again. And at least one financial expert said, we're going to get a recession in the third quarter. And another person, he's kind of a phony, blind billionaire, said, we may not get a COLA raise next year. And he says, well, though it's unlikely. So the Chinese, they had the Wuhan weapons lab. They developed they adapted the virus from bats to humans. And Fauci gave them $850,000 to study it. And then denied that he did it. Well, I'm biased. I have a student loan. I took it out in the 80s. I made my payments on time. And then the bank went bankrupt. And my checks were returned. And I didn't know where to pay them. So I stopped paying them. And then I became homeless in the 90s. And because I refused to pay my rent, I put it in an escrow account, and I went to court. They agreed not to blacklist me, and then they blacklisted me for getting a you know, MTG, you're really annoying me. I don't even get to finish my sentence. One more negative comment, you're out of here. All right? That's enough. I don't even explain. So you stop. I'm going to put you in a timeout. All right, now I can talk without interruption, I hope. So anyway, I wind up living in my car with Mouse and Monkey, and I start getting collection letters. They took my 2,000, every time they go to a new collection agency, they had their interest. My loan went from $2,000 to $11,000. Now I've been homeless twice. And I lived in my car for 6 months. I got a place temporarily to live. I got another place temporarily to live. Then I found a room in Walnut Creek. Then I got an apartment. And then I got evicted a second time for remodeling like Kathy. Then I moved in with Kathy. And it was not a bed of roses. And then I finally got this place, but it took 8 years to get this place. So, but I applied for the Biden student loan forgiveness program, and I contacted my congressman recently, and I have not yet to get an answer. There's a form you fill out. You give it to your doctor. The doctor says you are completely disabled and unable to work, which I am. Then they forgive the loan. That's federal law. It's not a matter of opinion that no one should get forgiveness. But it's outrageous to take a $2,000 loan and increase it 5 times for interest payment because each collection agency it went to kept jacking up the rate. I could pay $2,000 back. I couldn't pay $11,000. Today it's probably 15 now for all I know. And I tried to get the state agency to take care of it. They refused. Then I went to the federal student loan agency and told them of this forgiveness, and they ignored me, and I finally got them to listen to me. Now I'm trying to find the form online. It's tied into Social Security. Then they'll forgive my loan. If I ever should get rich, like win the lotto or make a lot of money, I will take the money and I will get a cashier's check for 15 grand and send it to the Department of Education. Here's the money for my student loan. Thank you very much. Ow. And I'm still having problems. My shoulder I injured a year ago, and every time I breathe, my back hurts. My lung hurts. So I support student loan forgiveness because people are going bankrupt. I know someone who studied at a university and for a major profession, and they owe $1 million in student loan debt. And wanted to retire and couldn't afford to retire. They had to pay the student loan off. 1986, I think. I don't remember the exact year. When I lived in Sacramento. And, it didn't start till I stopped going to college, and then I went back to college and stopped, and then I became homeless. And when you're living in your car, I had a P.O. box. You're not thinking about, well, what am I going to about the student loan? You're worried about, where am I going to eat tonight? Where am I going to shower? Can I go to sleep? Anybody going to harass me? Is me and the cat's going to be safe? I had all my stuff in a giant canvas zipper thing that I bungee corded to the car door handles. Monkey and Mouse slept on top of the cat box in the back seat. They had bedding and all that. I had blankets. And I wound up for about 3 months sleeping in the fog in part of San Francisco, and would turn on the heater at night, would listen to Art Bell. I think I was listening to Art Bell. It wasn't that, it was KGO. And because I kept turning the heater on and then got too hot, turned it off, I got pneumonia. So, no, they hound you. They never forget, you know. So it's a matter of, I've got I think it's under the Stafford loan thing or something. I don't remember exactly. I've got the paperwork somewhere. I've just got to find it. Give it to my doctor. Please sign this so I can get rid of this rinky-dink student loan. And when I was in the 70s, when I was going to college, my work kept getting in the way. They kept changing my shift. So I never got my 45 units. I got 45 units, but I never got my degree. I kept, every time I would sign up for day classes, they'd put me on days. I'd sign up for night classes. Here we have the racing puppy. Shitty mouth. What are you up to? Why are you running? Hmm? You know, one day if he ever answers me, I'll probably drop dead of shock. Hmm? Why are you running back and forth like that? Huh? With the tail going a mile a minute. Hmm? Mr. Ruffle. Number one mouth. Number one baby boy. He wags his tail when they call him baby boy. He loves to be called the baby boy. The number one boy. Yes. The baby boy, the number one boy in the world. Yes. My boy. Baby boy. Yeah. So shitty. You get under feet though, and when it's feeding time, I almost fall because you get between my legs. But you've already been fed, so I'm safe for the night. I gotta find the nail clippers and clip his claw. I think he wants out. Flippo. Now he's washing again. How can he have fleas? I've treated him twice for fleas. He's scratching and washing all the time. Little girl is not washing. Do you want to go out before it starts raining? Excuse me a minute. Like I'm going to get an answer. Okay, it's going to rain, kid, but about 2 in the morning. All right, hold on. Yes, I know you went out. Okay. Little girl likes to go out. Fluffy is obsessed with going out. Okay. Now you see another thing with this channel. I shouldn't have to make rules. I shouldn't have to say you can't do this or you can't do that. But a lot of people come in here and they think they run the channel. They think any comment is appropriate when it's not. I have never heard of Unforgiven, so I wouldn't know what song that is. Excuse me. I don't know what happened to maybe I said something that upset him. Let me go back and check. Fancy friend. I must have missed quite a live. I don't think we're going to have high schools either, except in small towns. Because the fortunes of chaos that no one on the left says, hey, we can't do this. You can't tear down schools. You can't loot stores. You can't burn down buildings. They think that everybody is entitled because of oppression, quote unquote, that may or may not exist. And this move to give black people reparations, I don't hear anybody giving further reparations to the Japanese who were locked up in World War II, or Asians have been discriminated. And I guess the next thing, gays will start asking for reparations, discrimination, transsexuals, lesbians, bisexuals. Everybody except straight white men and women will not get reparations. We'll be discriminated against. And people with children. Oh, and I forgot the drag queens. They'll get reparations. Oh, God, it's an insane world as far as I'm concerned. The inmates have escaped, and they're running from Arkham Asylum, and they're running the asylum. Or we become the asylum. I never thought we'd have mobs of people going into stores and grabbing everything. I watched a video, I think it was in Portland, and this woman comes out of a high-priced store, and she's got a stack of shoe boxes with Adidas or something. And the Channel 8 reporter follows her to the car and said, "What are you going to do with that stuff you stole?" And she keeps walking down the street till she's out of sight. And they decided to track people down who were stealing huge amounts of stuff. And the question in the video, they said, where is all this stuff going? A lot of it's being sold on eBay, and eBay is cracking down, but and I'm going half-heartedly, and I don't mean this seriously, but gee, I wish I'd go in the Apple and walk out with a 24-inch brand new iMac or a Silicon M2 Mac Mini, but they'd catch me. I'm too slow. I wouldn't do that, but I'd sure like one. But they looted Mike's camera in Pleasant Hill, which is right across the street, except for two doorways, three doorways, my credit union. And next to the where the Bank of America is and Pet Food Express, they've looted Nordstrom, where we go to eat all the time. And now they blocked the street off. Walmart has shut down all the stores in Portland, Oregon, because they claim that it's not high profits, but the real reason is they're being looted to death. And there was a poor merchant of clothing and purses. Her store in the mall was hit 19 times. She's closed her store in the mall now and lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. People don't have a right to loot and steal property. They think they do. And you wonder about the parents. What about the parent? Are they teaching these children any values at all? Or go ahead, you have the right to loot because you've been oppressed. You've been treated badly. I've been treated badly. I'm not looting anybody. I'm not going into the Target and walking out with 2 cases of Friskies. One thing, 80 cans of Friskies is heavy as hell. But I've been oppressed by trolls. Do I have a right to loot? I don't know what I would loot, but I guess I could loot the Apple store or a store that sells PCs because I've been oppressed by online trolls. But I'm not going to do that. Maybe go up and oppress Bill Gates for inventing Microsoft. Now that I've totally stopped the discussion, you don't have the right to burn down parts of cities. I watched one video in Minneapolis, an old black lady. She's standing out in front of her home, and while she was standing out in front of their home, the mob burned her home to the ground. And yet they were protesting the death of a black man. So what do? They burned down a little old lady's house in black. That's wrong. Remember something else. The government eventually finds you. Enough paperwork is churned. There's a story of a Walmart worker. She stole $260,000 from Walmart by making up fake accounts, fake employee hours, her own employee hours. And what she was doing was taking other employees' accounts, funneling money into their accounts, and then funneling it back to her Chase Manhattan, or that's the old name for Chase Bank, Chase Bank account, spending the money on personal needs. And how she was caught, one of the workers got this gigantic W-2 form saying they had huge earnings when they didn't. They reported it. That's how she got caught. She pled guilty. She's going to go to prison, but the judge let her walk the streets. Well, I don't think she's going to be walking the streets much longer. Most people, financial crimes, if she still has them, they probably confiscated what money she had in the account. But she might flee the country for all I know. But to rip off over $250,000 from screwing your fellow employees, she was in charge of the loss prevention department. That didn't work out well for Walmart, did it? So, oh, I didn't notice you were leaving, Pete Simone. Have a great day. Thank you for your lovely gift. I think it's so cute, and the card. All right, if no one's going to chat, I'm going to leave. But it would be nice to have a chat just once with super chat donations and no drama. I really don't like blocking people, put them in timeouts or anything like that, but I'm not going to have this video go into chaos by people deciding they're going to talk about whatever they feel like. Not that you can't talk, but, certain subjects are not allowed. Had to do that to keep myself from getting so disgusted I just quit and say the hell with it. Have a great night. Stay dry. Stay safe. This is George Senda, the guy from Pittsburgh. I will catch you later.